A question I get asked a lot by yoga teachers is how much should you get paid for teaching classes? And the answer is actually very varied. You could get paid about £20 to £25 an hour or a class at a gym. You could get paid around £30 to £60 at a yoga studio. You could run your own yoga classes and get anything between £50 to £200 for a session or hour. And there's so many variables. So depending where you live, you can look at what options are around you. If you're newly qualified looking for classes, I really recommend reaching out to all your local gyms, studios, anywhere that provides spaces or yoga classes, and getting a connection with them, getting to know them. I would recommend the places that you really want to work. I would recommend going to those places, attending classes and getting to know the people there. And then you get a feel also of where you would like to work. You also might already be members or part of a community to do with a gym or studio. So it's great to get to know the people there, the people that arrange the cover lists for classes. It's really good to put yourself out there to say, hey, I've recently qualified. I'm really excited to start teaching. Do you have a cover list? So cover lists are something that every gym and yoga studio has. And going on a cover list, it might be like a WhatsApp group. And if someone's pulled out on holiday, sick, something like that, then they need a yoga teacher like that day or that evening or an hour before. And when you're just at the beginning of teaching and you haven't got all your regular classes yet, it's a great opportunity to teach that class. And then if you build a good relationship with that place, they're very likely to take you on as a regular teacher. And this has happened to me and loads of other teachers I know. So cover lists are a great place to start. Coming back to the question of how much should they pay you? So gyms tend to be the lowest pay, normally around 20 to 25, sometimes lower, sometimes more. And also this depends where you live, what location, and I'm talking about England here. And then when it comes to studios, it can be anywhere average between £30 and £60, London probably more. And studios work in lots of different ways. Studios might have a flat rate per class per teacher. It might be that you get paid, for example, £25 an hour and then extra £2 for every other person that comes to your class. It might be done on, depending on how many people were there, you get paid this much. It might be a 50-50 split. There's lots of ways that studios work. I've worked at lots of different studios and all of the ways I was paid was completely different. There was no set way. So really, when you do approach a studio and you want to work there, feel free to ask how does the pay work? How much do I get paid? Try not to be afraid of asking that. Then it comes to teaching your own classes. So that this could be at a village hall, a community centre, any space really. I know people that do it at golf clubs, in a cafe, an art studio. You can teach yoga anywhere. Obviously, you've got parks and beaches and outside spaces as well. If you're doing outside spaces, it's a good idea to get in contact with your local council and just ask about what you need to know about if you're allowed and what are the requirements for teaching in public spaces. And then when it comes to your own classes, the things to think about are how much does it cost to rent that space? How many people can you fit in that space? So if you can only fit 5 people in a space, you need to charge more. If you can fit 20 people in a space, you might be, it's up to you how much you want to charge, but you might be able to charge less. If you can only fit a small number of people in your space, then you need to charge accordingly. Otherwise, over time, it might not be worth you putting all that energy in to just get a little bit of money back for the sustainability of you being a yoga teacher. So again, it can be completely vary. The advice I give about teaching classes when you put on your own class is, from my own experience, I've started up many classes and I've moved around a lot, is I would give it a few months, maybe up to 6 months of letting those numbers grow, letting other people, your students, getting it to be a regular part of their routine. So people might love the idea of your Tuesday night, but they've got kids and other things going on in their life, and they just haven't made that Tuesday evening their part of their routine. And as soon as they do, then they come every Tuesday. And that might be true for you as well. When there's been things that you want to do, it's taking you a little while to get it part of your weekly routine. And once it's there, you wouldn't miss it for the world. So you're waiting for the right students to come and find you and make it part of their weekly routine. It's also getting the word out there, word of mouth. Over a few months, all the classes that I've put on, they've slowly built, and then they've built to a regular flow of a community of students. And also the flip side, if it doesn't work for whatever reason, even if you get the people but it doesn't sit right with you, you're allowed to change it as well. You can change it to a different time, a different day that fits you, or might help more students find your class. So when it comes to the payment, again, it depends on your overheads. It depends on, is the equipment there? Do you have to bring the equipment? Are you asking your students to bring the equipment? How many people can be in that space? And once you know all these things, you'll need to also check in with yourself, like how much do you want to make for that class? Is it that, is there a certain amount you want to make? I'll cover on another video, like understanding how much money you need to make as a yoga teacher to cover your needs, like food, living expenses, etc. And then how much you want to make to cover your desires, like having a massage once a month, saving up for holiday, being able to have enough money so that you can actually have time off, that kind of thing. So it's really good to understand your numbers of how much money you need to make as a yoga teacher. And when you understand that, you can think about what you want to offer and what are your price points relevant to your lifestyle and your life and your business and your work. So instead of comparing yourself to others and looking at what everyone else is charging in your area, you need to be aware of those things, but it really at the end of the day comes down to how much do you need to make and how much do you want to make, and then pricing accordingly. So just on average, an hourly class is average around £10 an hour. It could be £15 an hour in areas, maybe cities, and even more than that in places like London. But it really comes down to what you want to charge. And again, like how many numbers. If it's a small group, maybe £15 to £20 is what feels right. If it's 20 people, maybe £10 is what feels right. Once you've got those numbers, you can figure out your capacity, like how many times you want to teach your classes, and then you'll get to know your numbers a bit more. So the benefit of working for a studio is that you don't have to think about all the admin, advertising, all the logistics to get there, the equipment there, etc. You just turn up, you teach, and you get paid. But you're capped at around £30 to £60 an hour, and gyms lower. If you do it yourself, you can really make a lot more money, but there's a lot more effort and energy that goes into it. So again, it depends on you, the type of person you are. You might also really like teaching 4 people at a time, or more one-to-one style. So there's so many ways to be going out there and teaching your classes. I really encourage checking in with what works for you the most, checking in with how much money feels comfortable for you to receive and how much you need to live, and checking in with where you want to work, what are the places that you really want to be in sharing yoga. I hope that helps, and if you have any other questions, please let me know.